What's going on, everybody? Long time no talk. I want to apologize for basically having a dead podcast for many months. Things got a little bit out of hand in terms of all the many things that I do, and the show took the brunt of getting not worked on. I think the last review that I might have put up was The Northman or maybe Doctor Strange. I don't know if I actually posted Doctor Strange or not. But to get past all of these apologies, for those who want to hear, I'm going to talk about Magic Mike's Last Dance.
What did you want before Miami?
I just wanted to escape my life.
I need you.
Do you like bartending?
It's not really what I do.
What is it that you really do?
Beside me.
But then
To guide me.
you came along and gave me this unexpected, magical moment that made me remember who I really was.
I actually got into this franchise because I'm a Steven Soderbergh fan. I like to watch all his films. I like Channing Tatum as an actor. And even though, let's say 10 years ago, being a cisgendered male, heterosexual, going to see a movie about male strippers, wasn't the most, heteronormative thing to do. But again, I'm about these filmmakers. And also I like the fact it was basically, inspired by Channing Tatum's actual past before he was an actor and a model. Because he was stripper, then model, then actor. So here we have 2023, a third film. Never thought we would make it this far. Channing Tatum is, of course, Mike Lane. Things didn't go out the way he thought they would go. So he's, working from job to job while working as a bartender. At an event, he meets a woman who's running this event named Maxandra Mendoza, played by Selma Hayek Penalt, and finding out a little bit about his past from one of the people that work for her, she asks him for a dance. He agrees, and he changes her life. She then asks him to come with her to London so that she can, I guess, change this playing in this theater that she owns through her current dissolving marriage. From here, she gives Mike the ability to recontextualize this play much into the way of his dancing that could change women's lives to bring about their freedom and pleasure. And so he takes an old stodgy play and turns it into this basically burlesque male burlesque review with a little context of story, change the story more about from a woman that is trapped within her station into a freedom type of story. And then it's a movie that's coming out on Valentine's Day weekend. So of course there is romance between our two leads. There is some laughs and chuckles. None of our favorite co-stars from the first two Magic Mikes are in this movie, as in this is mostly focusing on Mike, Max, her daughter Zadie, her manservant / butler Victor, and what Mike and Max are trying to create. So the other dancers that you do see in here have no real characterization. That could be a flaw for many. It didn't really bother me because I was more focused on this the smaller story, focusing on Mike and Max and how he's trying to help her, I guess, achieve this dream through his creative identity. Steven Soderbergh is an amazing director. It's interesting to me that he's able to use all his skills on so many different types of films, and some of his the way he uses the framing of the camera, the blocking, the camera movement, the editing, the lighting on this film, to me visually is cinema. Takes it up a couple notches in terms of what you would expect out of a film about this type of subject. And it was like that with the first film for me. I wasn't really enamored with the second film, Magic Mike XXL. I know a lot of people enjoyed that one, but filmmaking wise, it didn't draw me in, so I just stopped watching it. With this, the story, I guess for me, worked really well because there's a way in which it starts out feeling like a gender swapped version of Pretty Woman. The was it 1990? Richard Gere, Julia Roberts romantic comedy. There's a classic at this point. But then it switches into a film about film, as we have Max as the producer and the funder of this creative exploit, and we have Mike as the director, the creative in charge of it, and trying to craft a story and make it and do it in a way in which Max is happy with it, especially in terms of spending the money. Yeah, it gets really in the weeds as they have their disagreements, and there's scenes that work where they seem intimate, but the things that they're doing directly correlate into the ways in which the leadership of making a film are tied together in a relationship that could sometimes be fraught with arguments or at peaceful parts. I think that navigating or twisting up the natures of a relationship along with the relationship, a creative relationship, is very interesting as I was watching this film. And then also, for those who care, who want to know, you guys should enjoy the dancing. Most of the last act is all an actual performance. It's the entire performance, I would say, that happens in the film. It's like 30 minutes of just men gyrating and dancing and dancing for ladies. And again, amazingly well shot. I'm talking pulling out things you would see in classic musical cinema. There's things to see. The way he's shooting it gives you reminiscences of the way Spielberg was playing with that type of genre of showing dance numbers in his West Side Story. I was like, okay, Soderbergh, I see what you're doing here. I think that I might enjoy this film more than a lot of the other reviewers. But I also have a soft spot for Soderbergh. I have a soft spot for the story of this Mike Lane character and this of Magic Mike. They work a lot of that story is the stuff that you know in the past into this one. It feels very much like the ending of the main franchise, because I've read that they might spin off some of the other characters from some of the other actors into their own stories, which I would be down for. But again, this film to me is good. I'd give it a solid B. I think for most people, I guess I'll rewatch this again, especially just to study some of the ways he plays with the camera. There's some things that happen with the earlier parts of the dance sequences where he's turning things sideways and people are talking and the camera slowly turns from a straight to a diagonal instead of just shifting. I was like, yo, Soderbergh, you ain't gotta go this hard on him. You ain't gotta kill him like this, bro. But yeah, there's Jamila George plays Zadie, the daughter. She does good. She's important in a way that she's a narrator character that you find out later in the movie. There's a narrator. You find out who that narrator is later in the movie. Ayub Khan as Victor. All the good jokes. The humor as the sarcastic butler. He's great. Juliet Mohammed as Hannah. I think she's known for being in We Are Lady parts. I haven't had a chance to watch that, but she's really great. And this is Hannah, an actress that was not completely let go from the original version of the play, but wanted to get involved in whatever this new version was. And she does well as a main character in the film, in the play within the film, an actor and becomes like an MC. She does great. In regards to some of the supporting cast members that's playing the cast members of the play, tying back to the nature of like, say, a director or producer, she's in a way the lead actor, so she still gets characterization and lines and stuff, whereas the other dancers, which could be a detriment to some, they don't connect to them, and wish they probably did because they're very much background. You kind of learn them through their dancing. But yeah, not to stay on this too long. I enjoyed the movie. You should check it out. Definitely worth your time. If you're looking for something to take a date out to go see, it's very much worth it. Let's be honest, all of you not going to the theater, if you want to wait till this comes on, the streaming service or wherever they put it, it's definitely worth watching. Yeah, and that's all I got for y'all today. Hope y'all have a good time whenever you listen to this. A good day, good evening, good morning, good night, whatever. And yeah, I'll be more regular with these in 2023. Peace.